about the whole dream stuff. And so it's really interesting because I was even talking about this before connecting on it, but we were just talking about dreams, and about a few minutes, or 10-15 minutes ago, I was talking about how I was feeling like a lot of dreams were coming up to invoke healing for us. And and when I inquired about that earlier in the week, they confirmed that, and they were just talking to me about that again now. And what they were saying was that this is an incredible time to do your healing work. And they said they're assisting us to do the healing work, because often we, through bringing them up through dreams, because often there's a lot of healing to be done in so many different ways. And so it's almost like they said they're kind of assisting us with that. Like they're making it easier for us to identify where some of our biggest wounds are. And so, I mean, it just helps us clarify what right now is really important that could be worked on, that will be extremely helpful to our healing. And so what they were saying there is they're bringing it up in a dream time so that you remember it, and that and especially very vividly, so that you'll be conscious of it and remember it in the morning. They said, take one of the biggest, things that you would like to begin to heal, pick the one thing and work on it like in stages, one by one. So whatever the biggest thing is right now, take that and do whatever you can to focus your energies on healing that part of you. And they said one thing that you can really do that helps is to first of all, like, put it on paper. So journaling, I know we talked a little bit about journaling earlier in the week. I asked you guys if that is one thing that helps you. That's for a different reason though. But journaling really helps. So you might want to start to write down, like, have a little dream journal, and when you bring up when things are brought up in your dream time that make you uncomfortable, or that's where healing is needed, start to write them down. Like, you can start to make a list, and then take one thing at a time, and each week focus on one thing that you could do some healing work on. So whether that's meditation or journaling, or anything, there's so many different things. They also said that with the healing, it really helps when you share your experience, like you vocalize what needs to be healed to others. So whether that's with like somebody that you trust, that you can talk to about it, but they also said it's very powerful to write about things and to share them with other people, because when you do that, it means that you are helping others to feel okay about what needs to be healed within them. So you can see where someone else may be having challenges or struggling, or you see their vulnerability, and then you feel okay to share your vulnerabilities. Even if it's just in a small way, you never know how many people you can reach just by having the courage to share those things. So they're just saying, if you can and you feel able to, just take little things and share them with others too. It starts getting the conversations out there that need to be had, instead of just keeping them all inside, right? So if you don't feel comfortable doing that, that's fine. You can journal them, you can meditate on them, but the dream time right now is so important for that healing. So pay attention to what your guides are helping you bring up in your dreams, so that you can start to heal what needs to be healed. Take advantage of that energy, right? So that is the first thing on dreams and healing and sharing, okay? Hope that makes sense. Okay, so they're also talking more about communication right now. And let me know if you guys are finding this, that you are feeling a little bit more reactive, maybe in who you're, when it, just with, maybe it's like family members or friends or whatever, you're feeling a bit more reactive, and you're more likely to, I don't want to use this word because it's so strong, but this is kind of what they were saying, like interrogate someone. So like you're really putting the pressure on someone. Maybe it's like through an argument or a disagreement or just a point of contention or anything like that. So if you're feeling like you have this aggressive edge sometimes in your communication, they're just saying, like, if it does come up, maybe it hasn't come up yet, but if it does come up and you feel like you want to like grill somebody, what they're saying is it's instead of reacting like that and really wanting to get answers from someone and really grill them, it's so much easier to just get, instead of like blaming or interrogating, it's so much easier to just ask questions. So just, I know this is hard, especially when if you're angry, but it's just it goes a long way when you just ask questions and you just get curious about where that person is coming from, or their perspective, or where they stand. So the better route is just to catch yourself when you want to react, take some deep breaths, and just get curious, ask questions, and see where that conversation takes you. Because when you interrogate someone, you're going to shut everything down right away, and it's going to get you even more frustrated. So just ask the questions and let it open up a conversation, right? So Vasana says, yeah, with a family member, and Barb says, yes, coming up around people posting conspiracy theories. Interesting. I haven't reacted harshly, but I'm easily irritated. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so in that case, also, like, we want to not only get curious, ask questions, but it's also an invitation to see, like, maybe, or just even a realization to see, like, where is this person coming from and why, or how they may be projecting that something that's going on within themselves that they're unhappy with, or that they're unsettled with, or anything like that that's irritating you. So just remember that, and remember your other people's actions have nothing to do with you, right? So watch the communication this week, see if you are getting reactive, and just remember, open up conversation through curiosity and asking questions, okay? And respond rather than react. Nicole says, I tend to react quickly and then not until after really think it through. Yeah, insecurities versus intuition. Yeah, absolutely. So if you're feeling reactive this week, just catch yourself and go through the responsive route rather than the reaction route, right? Okay, so hopefully you guys got that one. Okay, I'm getting the coyote spirit animal, so let's look for coyote. Maybe coyote has something to do with that as well. Here he is. So here's coyote. Okay, so if coyote shows up, it means lighten up. You're taking things much too seriously. The resources you need are available. Something quite unexpected and not necessarily welcome is about to happen. Rather than fighting or running from the situation, it will work out better if you if you adjust to it. Okay, so I guess coyote has to do with that last statement. Look for the lessons in the turmoil you're experiencing. So there you go. Forgive yourself for any mistakes or errors, and look for the gifts that have come out of the experience. That is so cool today, for coyote to show up after that. So there's coyote, and then you can call on coyote when you want to simplify something that appears complicated. You're looking for the more subtle meanings behind a dream, vision, or recent experience. Guys, I did not prepare this, okay? That's crazy. You want to stay poised and remain calm in the midst of any chaotic situation. Very relevant. You're feeling down and you need to regain your sense of humor about life. You're feeling bored because life has gotten to be too much of a routine and you want to liven things up. I agree with that one. You want help in brainstorming creative solutions to a seemingly insurmountable problem. Or it's unclear whether a decision you make will lead to peace or chaos. So, amazing animal this week, coyote. So you make sure that you call upon this animal guide to help you this week if those things have been that really resonated with you. Okay, so I think that's so cool. So there is the coyote for you. Alrighty, so let's go back in. And also they're just adding to that last bit about the communication, and they're just really inviting you to put yourself in that person's shoes and think about how you would feel if someone was addressing you that way or talking to you that way versus how you would feel if they just started asking questions and were open and curious. So just an exercise. So this will help you be responsive rather than reactive, okay? And okay, so Spirit is also talking about a lot of things that for many of us that are bubbling underneath the surface. This could be emotions, thoughts, feelings, feels like it's on the emotional, mental planes. They're saying there's a lot bubbling underneath the surface, and then this, kind of coming up in the next week or so, those things are going to have the opportunity to come out either gracefully or not gracefully. So keep this in mind as we all talk about communication, and make sure that whatever's going on underneath the surface, you find healthy ways to regulate that energy before it comes out. Okay, so that you're not reactive and explosive. And Spirit is also saying that they want you to trust what's coming through your intuition and through guidance. They really want you to trust it, because they said that they're helping all of us deal with the emotions that and the thoughts and the feelings that do come up. So do trust when you get an insight or an intuitive thought about how to best manage something, because you are getting help right now. Okay, and they're bringing up another animal right away, which is the sparrow. Hopefully I have it in this book. Yes, I do. Okay. Here's the sparrow. So let's see what sparrow says. I don't think I've ever gotten this animal before. So, okay, if sparrow shows up, it means this is a very productive and prolific time. Look for nobility in the most common of things and people, including yourself. Walk with poise, your head held up, eyes straight ahead, showing the world your self-respect and dignity. Your heart is opening more and more to the love you receive, and you're more readily expressing love to others. Okay. Your energy and vitality are awakening, and you find yourself whistling or singing without even being aware of it. Okay, so it looks like these two animals might be working together this week, especially if you're following the guidance. So you can call on Sparrow when your dignity and self-worth are being demeaned or threatened in some way. Yes, that makes sense. You're coming to the end of the hardships and travails you've faced lately. I don't think I've ever heard that word before. External circumstances seem to be pinning you down in some way, and you want to eliminate their grip on you. Your willpower has dwindled to some extent, and you want to renew it. Okay, so that is Sparrow. So I think the two are, the coyote and the sparrow are working together for us this week. So there you go. That is Sparrow. All right. This is interesting. So what I was just getting there is that Spirit was just mentioning that throughout this time, for the past month or so, there's been huge fluctuating energies, right? So 1 minute you're down, 1 minute you're up. And I definitely experienced that this week. So they say you're noticing they almost give me like, if you see a chart with a frequency wave on it, so it's going up and down like this. So they're showing your emotions as being up and down, up and down, and up and down. And so they're saying what they're actually through that experience of going up and down, what they're just saying there is that they are helping us to find an energy that is more a sound, so it's more steady. And they're saying that as the energies fluctuate, they're guiding you to help you find your own frequency that's steady and sound and straightforward, rather than being pulled up and down. And they're saying it's about helping you master your own energy field. So a few weeks ago, we talked about that whole idea of holding the power at the solar plexus, self-respect, self-integrity, how do you say that word? Sovereignty, I can't say it. Help me out, you guys. But it's all about self-control of your own energy field. So when you learn to sense energies that are fluctuating up and down without letting them take you to extremes, you are gaining power over your own energy field. So they are helping you to be able to do that. So instead of being pulled in all different directions, you can still experience things and still maintain your sense of power. So it's about building and maintaining your own frequency, soul frequency, and just letting yourself ride the wave, basically, and maintaining that power. Hopefully that made sense, but there's learning involved. So while we go through this process, like I said, the veil is so thin with your spirit guides and all the other realms of higher consciousness that are helping you right now. So just make sure while you're learning how to do this, that you are setting the intention to connect with them and just ask them, how can you help me manage right now? And just see what you get and see what comes through, whether it's direct guidance or indirect guidance. And that should help a lot. So this is about learning right now. So don't worry too much about all the fluctuating energies. It's just training wheels, basically. Okay. They're also talking about learning how to maintain your composure when other people are reactive or when other people are projecting their energy onto you, and how you can sit in your own power with your own kind of energetic shield on, and how you just can radiate your powerful light and love energy without being affected by it. There's so much learning from both sides, right? When we talk about all this communication and maintaining our power. So really cool. So not only do you learn to balance, steady, and sound your energy, but you while you do that, you maintain your composure when energies around you are up and down too. They're also just mentioning that when we talk about getting our thoughts and feelings and emotions and healing work down onto paper, they also just said it's really powerful to see your own handwritten notes on that, like over and above typing. So if you can write things down, it's better because it's more personal to you, and it resonates more with you when you read it and when you write it. They're also really talking about exercise being the greatest weapon to kind of combating the fluctuating energies and all this training right now. So make sure you're exercising. They say it's the single most important thing you can do right now. Okay, they're also giving me frog spirit. Okay, so let's look up frog. Didn't we have frog last? I thought we had frog last week too. So I guess we still have frog, but or maybe that was the week before. But let's look at frog again. Okay, so apparently he's still with us. So if frog shows up, it means do a physical cleanse to detoxify your body. Do an emotional cleanse by letting yourself really feel your emotions and cry as much as you need to in order to clear and release any emotional toxicity. Singing or chanting out loud will help you feel more balanced, at peace, and connected to the divine. You're entering into a time of plenty and abundance. This is the start of a slow and steady transformational process for you, a movement from an old life to a new one. So you can call on frog when it's time to cleanse your life of people, places, or things that no longer fit in with your present lifestyle and who you are. You're in the midst of any life change, whether small or large, and you need the emotional sustenance and strength to go through it in a fluid and graceful way. You're planning to do a clearing and blessing ceremony for your home, office, or a specific space. You feel intimidated or hesitant about honestly stating your thoughts, feelings, or opinions to someone. So there you go. There's more on communication. You simply feel overwhelmed with negativity and you want to clear it up. Okay. There you go. So there's the frog. Okay. Okay, and they're just telling me now about making sure that you are not comparing yourself to anybody right now who seems to, in your eyes, for whatever reason, feel or look more productive than you, or look like they're getting more done, or that they're really mastering this whole self-isolation thing and productivity, and they're just saying, no, no, no. You don't compare to anybody. You just do everything that you can in a pace that feels good for you, and it's not about comparison. Okay, so don't get caught up in comparing that so-and-so, like made sourdough bread and they got all this, they started a business and they did, who knows, right? Like, do not compare yourself right now with anybody. You just do whatever you can, whatever feels good to you right now. Remember, we just have to remind yourself it's a weird time, okay? And so don't force yourself or expect yourself to be ultra productive, even if someone else is. So don't let that energy consume you by any means. We all go at our own pace, okay? And we also all learn different things. We're all on our own journeys, okay? So do not compare when it comes to productivity, okay? Okay, so I'm hoping I'm getting this right from them, but they were just talking about how important it is, and this is a little bit off topic, but it's still with regards to communication. They were just telling me how important it is right now to make sure that when you are introducing yourself, especially to people that you don't know or haven't been around for a while or whatever reason, if you are introducing yourself to new people, and maybe you have like a Zoom meeting for work or whatever, something about introducing yourself, and they're saying make sure that you introduce yourself with a sense of assuredness, like a sense of confidence, a sense of power about who you are. And they just said what they want you to be really proud of who you are, whatever you're working on, whether it's your professional or even if it's just like your skills that you're developing through being a light worker, or any intuitive skills, or just things that you're healing. They just said don't be afraid to introduce yourself in a really confident way, and just own it. Like whatever's going on right now, that you feel that people should know about you, you just say so with power. And just like, yep, this is who I am. They're just saying we really want you to be proud of who you are and like what you've accomplished, and never to like diminish that or be ultra modest, because like for everybody who's joining me right now and who may see this, there's something about the power of a strong introduction and how that helps you. I feel that this is playing into helping you build that very powerful light being that you are. It's instilling that sense of power, and it just is anchored in your solar plexus, and you just can radiate light, very powerful light energy from there. And they just want you to know that you can do this and have this effect by a strong introduction. So just see what comes up in the next week that you may have to be doing this. And I know that's true for me coming up in the next week or so. So kind of an interesting message, but again, it all has to do with communication. Okay. I'll try and get 1 or 2 more in before we have to end the call and then rejoin. Okay. They're just saying, don't be surprised if a lot of thoughts and feelings and emotions are going to come out at once over the next week or so. So it would be very helpful for you, like I said, to be journaling or, talking or chatting with someone that you trust. Just feels like a lot's going to be coming up to the surface and wanting to be released. So just be aware of that. Also, I forgot to mention, and they're coming up again, in my meditation before I started this live session, I was feeling the presence of, there's 2 archangels, Archangel Gabriel and Archangel Raphael. So you may want to look into them and see how they are helping right now. There's been a lot of archangels around lately that I've been feeling, especially last night. So they are here today to help us with these messages. Oh, okay. And they're also just saying that self-expression doesn't have to just be through writing, like it can be through anything. So if you're more of a creative person or an artistic person, or maybe you like to sing or chant or what have you, you have different ways of self-expression. They all count in terms of releasing these extra emotions, thoughts, and feelings that are going to be coming up over the next week or 2. So just know that if you're not into writing, that's fine. You don't have to be journaling, but it just helps to have some sort of outlet. So just think about, what's one thing I really enjoy doing that helps me get some energy out, especially if it's creative. And think about that now and think, okay, this is what I'm going to do when I feel those emotions and thoughts and feelings coming up over the next week or so. Okay. So I've got 50 seconds or so before Instagram is going to kick me off again, and then I will end the video and then rejoin. So you guys can all rejoin me in a minute. So hope that is all making sense for now. And I will repost this segment of this hour to Instagram as I end this video. And so if you missed anything, you can go back and watch, but hopefully you will come back and join me in just a minute, and we will keep going and I'll see how you're doing. Okay. So let's end the video and I will see you in a few moments. Sound good? Okay. So I'll see you in a sec. Hello again. Hi, ladies. Okay, so thanks for coming back. I'll just give it a second. Hi, Chelsea. So just give it a second or 2 for everyone to rejoin the live video. But I just want to ask how it's going so far. Are you understanding the messages? Are they helpful? It's a lot on communication this week, and again, about the power of your maintaining your own energy field. And I think, that's always so important, but just give me a thumbs up or a comment, just let me know how you're doing. I can't believe it's already 11:30. Oh my goodness. Okay, Arena says, yeah, it makes so much sense because communication has been horrible. Yeah. Nicole says, really connecting with your messages. Oh, that's so good. I'm so glad, you guys. And yeah, messages really resonate. Okay, good. Really happy to hear that don't always know the context, right? So especially with spirit guide communication, with mediumship, when you're giving messages for others, you never know what the context is. So it's always helpful to hear if it's helping. So that's great. My guides wake me up for these lives. I normally wake up at 11. That's hilarious. Oh my goodness. Hopefully you can go back to sleep after if you need it. So do you want to continue on with more? Everybody want to continue on with some more general messages? And then we'll get into personal. And Sarah says, everything is resonating, just listening to you talk is calming. Oh, that's so good. I'm happy to hear that. Okay, perfect. So let's go back in for some more general messages and see what else they have for us today, okay? So Spirit is also just on this whole topic of communication. They're just also saying that they are helping us to, and us in particular, they're helping us to learn compassionate communication. Because when we are embodying and practicing compassionate communication, it raises our vibration and we become a brighter light for those around us. So we are, a lot of you guys on here are light workers yourselves. Even if you're not practicing anything, spiritual, it doesn't mean that you're not a light worker. So a lot of us are light workers that are watching and resonating with this stuff. And they're just saying it helps you raise your frequency to a place where you become a brighter light, your energy becomes stronger, and you allow others to come to you that do need the healing that you could help them with in some way. So this is, everything we're talking about is about facilitating this compassionate communication. And that's not only with others, it's for ourselves as well, so that we're talking kindly to ourselves. And even if that's like something negative comes up in our minds, or we say something negative to ourselves, we can still stop ourselves and ask, okay, where is this coming from? Why did I just say that to myself? It can be redirected towards ourselves. So just note that compassionate communication. Okay. Okay. So show of hands, you can just put up your emoji hand. For anybody who has thought to themselves, when am I going to feel normal again? When is this all going to go away? When am I going to feel back to normal, like myself again? Any of those questions. When is it going to go back to the way it was? So show of hands, anybody that's thinking that. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, so just this seems to be the theme today is communication. So they're just saying you're feeling this because they are helping you to understand that this, how you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you're processing, they're helping you to understand that this is actually all within your power. We're talking so much about power today with your own energetic field, but they're saying there is no said time, when, or expected or estimated time when you're just gonna feel normal again. They're saying they really want you to understand that this is all up to you to learn to facilitate for yourself. This is all this power to feel normal again, to feel any certain way, to feel yourself. This is something that you can choose for yourself rather than relying on external factors to help you get back to your normal. So this is, again, training wheels, not only on communication, but on this inner power anchored at your solar plexus. These are lessons of guidance. So be gentle and patient with yourself as you go through this. But they just are saying they really want you to know that this is something that you have the power over, not anybody else. This is particular training for the light workers, for the people who are making a huge difference in the lives of others right now, right? So just know that there's no time. There's no specific, I can't tell you, okay, in 2 months from now on this date at this time, you're just going to feel like yourself again. It's just going to be like, here I am, I'm back. They're saying, no, you can do this anytime. So just remember, this is all about that inner power, okay? So there's the first thing on that. Let's see if there's anything else they want to say about that. They say, yes, this is tricky to understand because for once we're beginning to rely on our inner world and not our outer world. They said it takes patience to get this, but when you do get it, it just clicks. This is something that you learn for yourself. Yeah. Okay, with that, they're showing me the tortoise. So we're getting the tortoise spirit. Do we have tortoise? Tortoise. Yeah, we do. Okay, so here's tortoise. Okay. So if tortoise shows up, you're taking on way too many of the problems and troubles of others. Slow down, take your time, and enjoy the scenery, even if there's a detour. Be patient, determined, and stick with it. Before you know it, you'll achieve what you're after. At this time, pay particular attention to the shifting sensations in your body, as these are energetically resonating with subtle changes in the vibrations of the earth. Yes. It's a good time to change to a vegetarian diet, even if only for a few days. So maybe if you want to have more greens for a few days to clear and cleanse yourself of any toxins that you may have built up. By moving through your life more slowly and attentively, you'll discover a great deal of wisdom emerging from unexpected sources that you'd otherwise miss by being in a hurry. Yes, heck yes. And also get out on the land and walk around a bit at about half your usual pace, using this as a meditation. I totally agree. So, one of the most powerful ways that you can ground yourself right now, easy anytime, is just walking barefoot on the earth. So, on the grass, on the sand, on anything, walking barefoot, and just imagining that you're opening up your foot chakras, so your minor foot chakras at the bottom of your feet, and just exchanging energy with the earth. This has always been such a powerful meditation. So bringing up that beautiful healing prana energy from the earth, bringing it up through your foot chakras into your body, and then exchanging it with any darker or heavier or more stagnant energies down through the feet and then out into the earth again. So that's the quickest way to ground yourself. But you can also do this if you need to be inside, or you're stuck working or whatever. Just make sure you have both feet planted flat on the floor. You can do the same thing through visualization. There you go. So just make sure that you are kind of diffusing this extra electrical or static energy that you might be having in your body right now, and exchanging it with the earth. So the earth will drain all of that negativity, okay? So you can call on tortoise when you feel caught up in a chaotic and hectic lifestyle and you want to change it to a slower pace, but you're not sure how to do so, okay? You feel weighted down and overwhelmed by all of your responsibilities, even though you know you've created them by taking on too much. So that's funny because we talked about trying to be ultra productive and comparing ourselves, and we should not be doing that. You feel like giving up, but something inside of you knows that you need to keep moving on. You're trying to accomplish a particular task, but keep getting thrown off by various demands and distractions, such that you feel off-center. Okay. Or you've been feeling scattered and spacey, and you need to get yourself grounded by spending time in nature. So take this as a huge sign to slow down, ground yourself, keep going, and go at a pace that feels good for you. This is so important right now. Okay. And when you do that, you will gain your guidance, your intuition, insights that are coming through to help you way more easily. Okay, you can't do that when you're going at 1,000,000 miles an hour, trying to be ultra productive, achieve all the things. You can't do that. So Tortoise is here to help this week with that. So know that you can call on this guy when you need help with those things. Okay, and make sure you ground yourself. All right, so let's go back in and see what else. Spirit is also talking, this is the second time it's come up now, but they're also talking about just how this is a very critical time to begin to kind of work on any new lifestyle changes at a slow and gentle pace that will be just ultimately better for you, your health, your wellness, your vitality. So start doing little things that you want to change to your lifestyle that you know will be good for you. Little bits at a time, but they just said this is a great time to start doing that, and so that you're setting yourself up for a better kind of trajectory. Back on communication, they're just said right now, just be really open with the conversations that you have with others right now. Just try and be open-minded, take on new perspectives, see things in a different way or a different new light. They said that having conversations with others right now can be very, very powerful for you, for learning, for new knowledge, for new ideas, and also very healing. So this is in addition to what we were talking about earlier about asking questions and getting curious, instead of blaming or being aggressive. They just want you to just facilitate really good conversations and be open and be paying attention when you are having conversations, because there are things to learn always from others right now. So just keep your ears open. You never know how you're going to gain inspiration, motivation, new ideas, some things that will help you. And actually, overhearing conversations or just having conversations, you never know when you're interacting with one of your angels, okay? Because angels can act, and even guides can act as messengers. I didn't even know I was a messenger for some people in their lives, and giving them information that really helped them. I had no idea, just through casual conversations. So just remember to be very present in your conversations with others, because you don't know when you're getting angel guidance, especially through these conversations. Spirit guides and angels can come through as messengers all the time, but they will use other people or things as vehicles. So they're just saying, be open, be aware, have your eyes and ears open to this. Okay, really cool. It's all part of the magic of life school here, right? Okay, so they're just saying for anybody who right now is going to be either switching careers or looking for a new job or a different position or anything to do with employment, they said when you look at a job or employment, a job posting or anything like that, they said don't be so worried about when an employer says that they have this list of criteria that they need in an employer, or an employee. So they said usually there's a list of requirements or criteria or eligibility for a position. They said don't worry so much about the criteria. They said if it speaks to you and if you resonate with it, just apply, because it's not always super important. They still hire people that don't meet all the criteria. So don't shut out opportunities just because you think you don't match perfectly. Still apply anyway and see how you can be flexible with that, or how they could be flexible with you. Because let's face it, if an employer really sees your value and they like you, they're going to hire you. So for anybody that is looking potentially for a new job opportunity, or they want to switch positions or a new career path or anything like that, something to be aware of. And even if you're not looking to be hired by someone, but you're looking to do business for yourself, you're looking to start a new business, you don't have to be perfect to get the position or to be successful. Okay, so don't rule your mind and your life by, do I check off all the boxes? No, it doesn't have to work like that. Okay, you could push opportunities away that could be really good for you. Okay. Yeah. So just on that and in general, they said sometimes if you come up to a stop sign, it doesn't mean stop. It just means you might have to turn left or right. Okay, you just might have to pivot, change your direction. It doesn't mean that you stop going and you give up and that's it. That's the end of that road. It means sometimes you got to turn left or right or diagonal, or you don't continue on that path. You just start on a new one. Okay, so that's a pretty cool analogy. They're also just talking about on that, they're just saying also that with a lot of this stuff, you do have to help yourself let go of previous experiences that you think are dictating whether or not you're going to be successful or something in something, or get the job or the position you want. They say sometimes our previous experiences can kind of keep us feeling resistant or held back, and we might have to learn to let go of those things in order to keep moving forward. So if you're going to apply for a position or anything to do with the employment or starting something new, position or new career, just make sure that you're not holding on to any prior beliefs or situations or things that happened in the past that would prevent you from moving forward when you know that this could be good for you, or that you truly are interested in it. Don't let those little excuses sneak in from the past, okay? They're also just on communication. So back to communicating. They're just seeing that a self-expression is just so powerful. We've talked a lot about that today, and they're just saying that your self-expression, however you do so, it creates community. And when you have the courage to be self-expressive and you create a community, and when you create a community, you contribute to the energy of wholeness or oneness. So that vibration that we are working towards, and the new paradigm of light and wholeness and oneness over separateness. They're talking about how your own personal self-expression, when you share parts of your soul, how that creates community. You create links with bonds with other people, and then that feeds into this sense of oneness. So that's beautiful. So this is, again, the importance of self-expression, sharing everything that's going on, with people that you trust, and even just to a greater audience, whatever you feel is right for you, right? Again, they're talking about just taking the time to let people know who you are and just how important this is. This is also playing into that whole note about introducing yourself. And just on that, they were just saying there that through the self-expression and just through facilitating this compassionate communication, they said they don't they said they want you to know that it's okay to feel sad if you lose people when you do this. So people, when you express yourself and you're being who you are and you're being authentic and genuine, they said it's okay to feel sad if you're losing connections because of it. But they said it's an even more a rewarding feeling when you gain connections and you gain community because of it. Right? This is all about vulnerability, the courage and the strength of vulnerability. So remember that you will gain stronger and more beautiful connections by just being authentic and just by being who you are. The people that have eyes for you will see you. So just remember that if you're going to start practicing self-expression and this compassionate communication is very important. Okay? Yeah, and they're just saying if you're longing for, lifelong friends and connections and people in your circle, in your network, this is how you do it. So if anybody feels like they're really wanting to call in their people right now, their tribe, the people that really get them, this is how you do it. So if you've been wondering, now you know, and I resonate with that too, because that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to really create this community of people, and this is one way that I do it, through these Instagram lives, through channeling, just through being who I am. And we've brought so many people, so many light workers together. So that's just one example, but you can do that in your own way too. So it's beautiful, right? So let's see what else. And if anybody, they're just saying, if anybody has any trouble with kind of identifying, I mean, I think most of us are good because we're very intuitive and we've got these other senses, psychic senses that we use, and we're very sensitive to energy. But they were just saying that if you ever feel confused about maybe who's a good connection, or, do I feel right in this person's presence, or is this a good friend for me, or, can I truly trust this person, or any of those things. If sometimes you have trouble kind of deciphering those things, or you have trouble with identifying who's a genuine friend or a genuine connection, they said you can feel, one way to kind of filter through is that you can feel it in your heart center. And they just said it's a particular feeling of resonance in the heart chakra when you know that you've made a connection that is a soul connection. It's a different feeling, and I can't put it into words really, but they just said pay attention, because I know you guys are all sensitive to energy, so, and a lot of you are light workers, so pay attention to the feeling in the heart center. If you're just wanting to need some extra clarification on like who is a good person for me to share my energy with, there you go. You pay attention to your heart chakra. Okay, hope that made sense. Gosh, this is all about communication and connections and community and everything today, so amazing. But how are you guys doing? Are these helping? Are you feeling a bit more at ease with just hearing some of the stuff on communication and self-expression, and just being feeling like a powerful light being, just just based on who you are? Yeah, really powerful messages today, right? On just channeling the authentic self and sharing it with the world. I don't think we hear that enough, right? Yeah, I really love